funny is that there's as much hype about Gen AI regulations as there is about Gen AI itself. I mean, I think people love throwing around the Biden executive order or the California law that's going to change the world that passed 2 weeks ago or whatever it was, and everyone's wondering if Newsom's going to sign, or the EU AI Act from a few months ago. These are the big three. There are others, but these are the ones that seem to come up the most. But what they all address, it's almost the hype we were talking about before, is too high level for us to really have a granular conversation about. They cover the most extreme use cases. It's not really a part of this conversation. Unfortunately, our conversation is not sexy. It is like boring. How do you think about talking to your regulator with respect to Gen AI, given their super broad but boring safety and soundness authority over banks? How do we talk to our regulator about their broad but super boring third-party relationship guidance over bank partners? And of course, Derek, as you alluded to, fair lending law. But I don't think the boringness means we shouldn't be using it. We got to be using the Gen AI. I mean, the IRS, John, this goes back to something you said about others, the government will start using it. I mean, the IRS, I think this closed in the GAO report, if you're reading it carefully, and it's using Gen AI in first draft letters to customers. And there's even some evidence that a CFPB is using it to analyze his own complaints, to understand and get the insights you guys are talking about. So I think what you're doing here is really important, obviously, and you might actually be followed closely or be in parallel with the regulators in some respects.